Hello friends, James Stevenson back with another edition of Who's Hating Hard on Tesla Today. Today's hater is Pabst Street Capital Management at PBR Street Gang 7 on Twitter. Longtime Tesla hater, longtime Tesla short seller, and current Tesla short seller we know from yesterday. What are all these haters going to do now that Elon owns Twitter? Are they going to pack up and leave? Yes. PBR Street Gang 7 is on his farewell tour of tweets over the past week, fearing reprisal for continued free speech on the free speech platform if he continues to give Elon Musk a hard time. He worries that Elon Musk is going to, dox him or give him trouble somehow or another. So he's been sending out a lot of his least measured tweets over the past week. This account had always, I thought, been a pretty moderate voice in the Tesla Q community, but really cranked it up on the farewell tour of tweets. So let me check in with Loki. What is Loki doing? Well, he just enjoyed his breakfast in the previous video that I did about impersonators. So now he is curled up in his bed and digesting breakfast. That's what he's up to. So here's the first tweet we'll look at from Pab Street Management. I have to wonder what this will do to new order rates. What's he retweeting here? A verified account, Mike Scollins. I don't want to make a broad generalization, but you have to admit it's at least interesting that everyone who likes Elon Musk is the biggest loser you've ever met. Yeah. This is not a person who has done a lot of research on people who like Elon Musk. Because there are a lot of very successful people who like Elon Musk, and a lot of huge losers who hate Elon Musk. So, it's a fun thing to tweet, I guess, and it's a fun thing for people to like on Twitter if they dislike Elon Musk, because he got 126,000 likes on this. And then he said, he tagged onto it after it blew up. Wow, this really blew up. I feel like one of his cars. So let's just perpetuate all the EV myths. It doesn't matter that Teslas are 11 times less likely to catch fire than the average vehicle. The hint is in the title. Internal combustion engine. You're carrying around a tank, literally a tank, of a mixture of liquid and gaseous combustibles when you're driving around an internal combustion engine. That's how it goes. It runs on a series of explosions inside oily steel containers. That is literally how internal combustion engine vehicles operate. Without combustion, they could not move. All right, so later in this thread, people said, hey, are you invested in Tesla? And he said, yes, I am invested on the short side of Tesla. Yeah, there it is. Yes, I am invested on the short side of Tesla. So we know this is still a current Tesla short seller, is all that's good for. All right, let me scroll up a little bit and find this one. So in this tweet, Pab Street Management said, I can't even, with a screenshot of Ray for Tesla retweeting Lawrence here. So Lawrence said, today Berkshire Hathaway unloaded 3.3 million Hong Kong listed shares of BYD. So if you want to buy BYD stock, you need to buy it in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So Berkshire Hathaway is selling their BYD. And Ray's comment on that was, it makes sense to unload now. Subsidies will go away starting in January 2023. BYD needs subsidies to stay profitable. And that's Ray's opinion, and he's entitled to it. The I can't even from Pab Street Management Capital, my interpretation of what I can't even meant was, I can't even express to you how ironic I find it that people who own Tesla stock say that it makes sense to unload BYD because BYD needs subsidies to stay profitable, with the insinuation, of course, the other half of that equation being because Tesla is in exactly the same boat and also needs subsidies to stay profitable. Well, he's wrong. So I replied to that and I said, you can't even be bothered to look up how much after-tax income BYD generates? So here's a chart of BYD in blue and Tesla in red. This is after-tax profits as a percent of revenue. So net income is the money left over after paying your taxes. So BYD hit their high of 5% net income margin in 2017, and it's been lower every year since. 3%, 2%, 4%, 2%, 2%. And I found a website that forecasts the next 3 years for BYD, and they have them below 4% in their forecast for each of the next 3 years, or this year and the next 2. So what has Tesla been doing during this time? Well, Tesla was losing money in 2017. They lost a tiny sliver in 2018. At the net income line, as a percent of revenue, it was 1% negative. That flipped to a tiny positive number, smaller than 1%, in 2019. Then in 2020, it went up to 8%, which is more than BYD has ever reported. Then in 2021, it went up to 14%. And then for the 12 trailing months ended Q2 of 2022, that was up to 21%. So Tesla does not depend on subsidies. It's very easy to look at that. I've got a chart that shows the breakdown of all of Tesla's revenues, and subsidies or regulatory credits revenue was never more than 5% of Tesla's income and is a shrinking portion, so it gets smaller every year, down to about 3%, 2% nowadays, and that'll probably get smaller in the future. We don't know what happens in the future for sure. Whatever you forecast, it will be wrong. But BYD cannot afford to lose the subsidies because look how much profit they have, 2%, right? If you're only making 2% profit at the bottom line after tax, you don't have room to give up any significant source of revenue, which subsidies certainly are for them, with nearly all of their sales coming within China, where this is set to expire. So that's my video for today. With that, let's check back in with Loki. There he is, getting some shut-eye. And I will outro and say if you've enjoyed today's video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell to get alerts when I post fresh videos, and I'll see you in the next one.